Welcome to the November 19th episode of Second Edition. My name is Amy Buick.
And I'm Nolan Hare. On today's show, a new art piece has appeared by the NAIT LRT station.
And Heritage Festival at NAIT shines a spotlight on the many different cultures we have on campus.
But first, the NDP's proposed bill to raise the minimum wage in Alberta has been shut down. The NDP's proposed Bill 201, also known as the Protect Workers' Pay Act, to increase the minimum wage, get rid of the youth minimum wage differential, and protect workers' tips, was voted down on Monday. Bill 201 would have increased the minimum wage in Alberta by $3 over 3 years, $1 a year, for a total of $18. The UCP government has stated various reasons for not passing the bill, such as that keeping wages lower helps employers take on more entry-level or inexperienced workers, which they see as important for the workforce, with Alberta Premier Danielle Smith saying that raising the minimum wage could create a barrier to employers hiring young people.
That reason makes absolutely no sense at all. I think, people want to work and they need to work, so they need to up it so people can actually live. People are still going to get these jobs regardless, and this is just them trying to be cheap and not have to pay people what they're owed.
No, I don't really see how that would affect. I think that more people would want to be employed if they were going to get more money. That would be my logic.
I don't think that the Alberta minimum wage is a livable wage. When I was trying to pay rent and stuff, I couldn't, and I had to take out of my savings of what little I had. And it makes it hard to actually do anything without budgeting every single thing I possibly do.
No, I don't think that the current minimum wage is a livable wage. I think that we need probably at least $20 as the minimum wage of the province in order for people to actually afford to live in any capacity.
Alberta has the lowest minimum wage in Canada, being $15. Every other province and territory has increased their minimum wage in the last couple months except Alberta, where it hasn't changed in 7 years. We reached out to the NDP and received comment from Communications Officer Thomas Cassian, who said, "We are very disappointed that the UCP shut down Bill 201, keeping Alberta's minimum wage the lowest in the country. Alberta's New Democrats will continue to advocate for an increased minimum wage, eliminating youth wage differential, and protected tips for service workers across the province."
NAIT's LRT station has a new statue. The statue made by an Indigenous artist, Bruno Canadian, was installed near the LRT station in fall of 2015 and is a cultural monument for the Dene and Métis people.
It was an open call, and I can't remember how many applicants we had, but one of the things that we do is we kind of set up the context for the collection. And with this piece in particular, we were super excited that it went to the Indigenous artist.
Touchstone features an intricate design with 5-petaled flowers and leaves on one side and a rose motif drawn in the artwork by Canadian's family on the other.
Heritage Fest was this past Tuesday as part of the week-long Destination Global Initiative, giving an opportunity for NAIT students to share and celebrate their culture, but for some, it's a reminder of back home. NAIT has over 5,000 international students from 88 different countries. With so many students away from home, an opportunity to reconnect with their culture and learn about others is welcomed with excitement. With 9 student-run booths, performances, and a lot of free food, this year was no exception.
We support our students in a multiple of different ways, but this event really gives our students a chance to feel like they're part of the NAIT community. So they can feel, like they belong here and that people are interested in them, and they can, make new connections. And it's a really great way for our students to showcase themselves and who they are.
Like every other culture, like in Canada, diversity. I ran for Senate, unity and diversity. I want every culture to experience diversity. That's why here in Filipinos, we share our food, our culture, and then everything we know about our culture.
And Heritage Fest isn't the end. NAIT's Destination Global Week continues until the 20th, with sessions like the Journey to Weizenbach negotiation simulation, 2 global cafes featuring Dominican and Indigenous flavors, and many different workshops, all part of celebrating diversity, building intercultural skills, and bringing the NAIT community together on Treaty 6 territory.
The 124th Street Business Association had their 13th annual All Is Bright Festival over the weekend, bringing more foot traffic to the area. The festival featured live music and entertainment for people to see while at the festival, as well as draw attention to stores and restaurants in the area. The festival brought hundreds to the street and increased foot traffic in the area.
Coming up next, Nate is celebrating men's mental health with an open mind, an open heart, and a mustache.
And later, as temperatures drop and demand rises, the St. Albert Food Bank may need your help. The St. Albert Food Bank is asking for your help this holiday season.
They say their services have never been needed more, and they'll need the community to step up to ensure people have food on the table in December. Our Stephen Luetta has more.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at the food bank today in St. Albert. We're going to talk to the executive chair, Susan. Well, let's see what she has to say. So with the holiday season coming up, what kind of needs does the food bank have?
Well, I think the needs have certainly increased since COVID. In the last couple of years, we've seen a huge increase. In fact, last month we hit an all-time high. And so it being Christmas, we're going to see even more people. So we're probably looking at over 1,000 hampers going out of this food bank in the month of December, which is huge.
Is that so that's an increase then from last year? Do you know about how much of an increase, or?
Oh, we're probably good. I'm going to guess an increase of probably about 20%.
What ages do you find are using the food bank the most?
There is no specific demographic. There's a lot of single parents that will be coming in. About 40% of the folks that we serve every month are under the age of 18.
Do you guys find that you have enough help volunteer-wise?
We are so fortunate here in St. Albert. We actually have a waiting list. We have 125 volunteers who help us every day of the week, and we have a wait list.
If someone was looking to get onto that wait list, how would they go about doing that?
There's a couple of ways. You can either email me or directly, or you can email our volunteer coordinator, or you can drop around, or you can get onto our website.
What items in particular is there a demand for that you're seeing?
You know what? At this point, we say no to nothing, but we really have seen a shortage of baby formula, and believe it or not, soup. Canned soup. And this is the first year that we've seen so few cans of soup on our shelves.
What is the St. Albert Food Bank? Is there anything in particular around St. Albert that you're doing? Are you getting involved with any different organizations for the Christmas season?
We've been partnering for many years with the Salvation Army, and so they offer what's called the Christmas store. So we'll refer people over there and they can actually go and choose a gift for their kids. And we provide the food for the Christmas hamper itself. And the Cadets Club of St. Albert also offer food hampers, but they deliver, which is something that we can't do.
So after hearing everything that Susan had to say, it's just really inspiring to see the people of St. Albert and the community getting behind helping this food bank out in the time of need, but they still need your help. I'm Stephen Luita, back to you guys.
It's Movember at Nate, and students are growing a Mo to support a bro in support of men's mental health.
Nate held its Mo Than a Stash event highlighting the importance of men speaking up about their physical and mental health. Our Matthias Kidd was at the event and brings us the details.
Mustaches are sprouting out around Nate, and it's more than a fashion statement. It's a call to action, a call to identify the men's issues we're dealing with in the world today, whether it's their health, their mental health, or so much more. Movember is here to support the men in your lives. I'm here with Mr. Leo Santos. He's a peer mentorship coordinator, and he's helping out with some of the Movember events going on around Nate. So my first question for you is, how do you think, or what do you think this event does for Nate students?
I think it does greatness, you know. I bring awareness to a matter that we don't necessarily have the time to discuss very often. And especially nowadays, I think it's essential, it's key, it's very important for us to have the moment to reflect on those and know more about it. So.
And obviously, as a male, statistically speaking, have you ever been affected, either health-wise or mentally? Has that affected you personally?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can tell you one story. When I first got to Canada, I am originally from a different culture and a warmer place. So my first winter time here in Edmonton was a little bit difficult to me, you know, personally. Having the sunlight reduced, you know, the daylight reduced and being cold out there, it was difficult for me to navigate, but I found the right resources, you know, to figure out my own way to keep sane. But yeah, I mean, it impacts different people in different ways, I would say. To me personally, it was a matter of the difference, right? In terms of the weather, the day-to-day business coming from a tropical place. But yeah, it comes in different shapes to different people, so.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Santos. Once again, that is Leo Santos, Peer Support Coordinator here at NATE. As November comes to an end, the message here at NATE is to always remember to check in on your male friends. Whether it's just calling them, checking in, making sure they're doing all right, it all counts. Movember is more than a month-long challenge. For Second Edition News, I'm Matthias Kidd.
The NATE Nugget hosted its first local student journalism summit on Saturday.
Well-known journalists and media students from all over Edmonton connect for a day. Our Abraham Arrieta has more.
4 of Alberta's most recognizable journalists speak at the Student Journalism Summit hosted by the NATE Nugget and the Canadian University Press at NATE this Saturday. Veteran journalists such as Ryan Rishaug, Brendan Ascott, Min Darwal, and Morgan Black help guide students as to how to break into the industry. I caught up with Giono Aliosio, sports editor at the NATE Nugget, to tell us a little bit more about the summit.
So my name is Giono Aliosio. I'm the sports editor at the NATE Nugget. I'm also the Prairies representative for the Canadian University Press, which is hosting the conference.
How do you select the speakers from this summit?
For sure. There was a lot of deliberation. Yeah. I kind of was checking around through my own network, imagining, I'm like, who helped me versus who also is out there that I would like to hear and what I think other students would like to hear. Ryan Rishaug probably was the one that I was really the most excited about.
I'm really passionate about journalism, its importance, its place in our world, and whether the average person out there realizes it, recognizes it. The students at these conferences do, and you know, I just think they need to know that it matters.
But I mean, Brendan Escott, I listen to him all the time. He was an easy favorite of mine.
I love inspiring young minds. I think that it was really important to me when other people would come to my classroom and inspire me. And now I get to pay it forward by giving that experience back to some young, aspiring journalists here.
Same thing with Morgan Black. She's always on with Global News. She's one of my favorite journalists. And Min Darwal, he's a huge, huge person in the Edmonton community, especially when it comes to radio.
I felt that with the number of years that I've had in this business now, I had a lot of knowledge to share. And this is a place where it all started for me. So I thought I know exactly what some of the students will be going through heading towards the end of their time here at the RTA program. So what better way than to give back?
What's going to be your advice to students who are trying to find their passion and even trying to find their way into journalism, into storytelling?
There's so many people that I've met that have been like, hey, like I really love your stuff. Could you maybe like look at some of mine and give me some feedback? They've been more than willing to make accommodations to take time out of their schedule to give me advice. And that's kind of what led me to this point as well. Seeing what that impacted for me, I was really happy to be like, I want to do that for other people. I want to do that for other people that are in my shoes and one day want to work in the journalism industry, you know, that maybe haven't gotten the chance to meet those people, that want to get there. That's what I'm hoping this conference can do. It can kind of connect everybody, one place, one day. Everybody can figure out everything that they kind of want to learn going forward into hopefully a very good journalism career for everybody.
With this being the first local student journalism summit in over a decade, Aliosio and the NATE Nugget News are hoping to make local journalism summits a yearly tradition. I'm Abraham Arrieta, Second Edition.
Coming up after the break, we wonder, is it too early to decorate for Christmas?
And we get taught how to make a simple pizza from the comfort of your own home.
Welcome back to Second Edition. How hard is it to make a pizza at home? Our Gabriel Manibo has the answers.
But up first, our very own Sierra Dolson walks us through a few easy ways to make your space more festive this holiday season.
Hey everyone, it's Sierra with Second Edition, and today we're going to talk about decorating. Now that Remembrance Day is over, I think it's finally appropriate to decorate for the holidays. So I'm going to show you how to do it perfectly. First, you have to get in uniform. And I'm going to show you how to achieve this. If you want to know how to get your tree looking as beautiful as mine, Keep on watching and I'll give you some tips. Plus, some other ways to make your house nice and cozy for the holidays. Alright, so first, once you have your tree up, you're going to want to separate the branches and make the tree look nice and thick and full. You want to focus on filling any gaps in the tree, so it looks like a nice, fresh, real spruce tree. And now we're going to go in with our burlap. We like to use burlap. You can obviously use garland, tinsel, whatever you want, as well as putting the lights on. Our lights are already connected to the tree, but you can do that, use white, colorful, whatever your heart desires. And now it's time for the ornaments. We like to use a nice combination of miscellaneous ornaments and then the balls. So we have a lot of fun, cute miscellaneous ornaments with that like rustic vibe. And of course, some ornaments from my childhood. Every family needs ornaments from childhood on their tree. And we need to evenly disperse those all around the tree because we also need to add our balls. Now, you're also going to want to evenly distribute these kind of in between the miscellaneous ornaments just to break up the chaos of all of the different patterns and vibes. And here's our ornaments on our beautiful tree, and of course the finishing touch, the star. Alright, and now for my friends that are living in an apartment or don't have a big space for a tree, some really nice things I think can really change the space is adding some nice festive throw blankets and pillows that can really spruce up the space, as well as kind of switching out your summer decor for Christmas. As we can see, I had this summery pot and I put it in a Christmas pot and it looks so much more Christmassy, as well as I added a bow to this mirror, a red bow, obviously very festive, and just look at how much this mini itty bitty Christmas tree changes the space. As well, a lot of people put wreaths on their front door. I think it's super fun to put it on your bedroom door. And of course, the final touch, whipping out those twisted peppermint candles. And now you know how to add some holiday magic to your space this season. With Second Edition, I'm Sierra Dolson, and happy decorating.
Hey there, I'm Gabriel Mandelbo with Second Edition, and today I will be showing you how to make a perfect and simple pepperoni pizza. Everybody loves pizza. Young people, old people, students, teachers, everybody loves them. And that's why today I'll be showing you how to make a simple pepperoni pizza. Let's get started. Before we actually start, we need to preheat our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit so that our pizza is ready to cook. And with the oven preheated, here are the ingredients I'll be using today. And as you can see, I already have my ingredients lined up, so let's get started with our dough. So to start out, we actually want to put flour on our board before we put the pizza, so that way when we're moving it, it doesn't stick to anything. The next step is to actually flatten the dough with your hand so that there is no air bubbles when we put it in the oven. Up next, we want to stretch the dough with our hands slowly so that way that the pizza dough doesn't tear apart. We then need to transfer our pizza dough to a baking pan with parchment paper so that way it doesn't stick to the pan whatsoever. We then take our ladle to fill up with tomato sauce to spread evenly around the pizza. 1 ladle of tomato sauce should be enough to cover around the entire pizza. We want to keep the tomato sauce evenly around the pizza so that way one side doesn't have too much and one side doesn't have too little. We now then open our bag of mozzarella cheese to put around our pizza. You generally want to put a good amount of mozzarella cheese, but for me, I like cheese, so I'm going to put a lot. After you're satisfied with the amount of cheese in your pizza, make sure that the cheese actually stays inside the dough. Up next, we open our bag of pepperonis to put around our pizza. You can put as much pepperonis as you wish, but for me, I will put a lot because I love pepperonis personally. Make sure to arrange them nicely so they don't reach outside the crust. When you're done making your pizza, make your way to the oven to put inside. When putting your pizza inside the oven, make sure to do it as careful as possible to not ruin the toppings on top. Be also careful of the piping hot oven to not burn your hand or your finger. It's also time to start a timer on your phone for 12 to 15 minutes to cook your pizza. But for me, I like my pizza hot and crispy, so I will put it in for 20. Oh, thank you so much. Have a good night. Well, turns out I'm not a chef after all. For Second Edition, I'm Gabriel Mandelbo.
That's all for this week's episode of Second Edition. I'm Amy Buick.
And I'm Nolan Hare. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next week.